Sheridan. Just drink that.
Thanks. I can't stop shaking.
Hey. Look, it'll all be over soon, all right? Promise.
I hope you're right.
You'll see in a few minutes the reason for all your pain from the past will be clear to you. Just sit down.
Okay.
Hank, talk to you for a second.
It's not the past that worries me right now. It's our future. What will tonight's revelations do to us, Luis?
I trust Julian Crane about as far as I can throw him. This guy's up to something, Luis, I can tell.
All right, look, why don't you stand guard at the door? Make sure he doesn't try and bolt. I don't want Julian close by where I can get my hands on him.
Well, I think it's time we began.
Let's do it.
Sheridan, I urge you to reconsider.
He's waiting, Sheridan.
I'm not going to back down from this, Julian. Not now.
So how should we do this?
Well, Sheridan has already told me what she said and did that night. So I think what would be best if Sheridan were to recall that night to the best of her ability, and then I'll try and fill in the blanks. Are you ready to have your past revealed?
Yes.
Then let's begin. Now, in your own words, I want you to tell us what you remember about that night.
Here goes. I was a little girl. I was asleep. I heard a noise, so I went downstairs, and that's when I saw a shadow.
You already told me about the shadow. He knows whose it was?
I don't know. It was a man. I know that because I saw his shoes.
You know who the man was?
No.
What else do you remember?
A letter opener.
Letter opener.
Yes, on the table. I don't know why, but I took it off the table.
You were afraid, Sheridan, do you remember? You were afraid of the shadow.
Yes. I was afraid. So I raised the letter opener over my head.
Yes.
What'd you do next, Sheridan? What'd you do with the letter opener?
This isn't right.
All right, you stay put.
She is my sister. I'm allowed to be concerned for my own flesh and blood on her. This farce has gone on far too long.
Now, either you stay where you are, or I put the cuffs on you and gag you.
How dare you? No one speaks like that to me.
Get used to it. Can you go on, Sheridan?
I can't remember much right now, though.
Now, would you just tell us anything you can, and I'll fill in the rest.
The next thing I remember is blood on my hands.
Blood? Blood on your hands? Are you sure, Sheridan?
Yes.
God, that's enough. I'm not going to stand here and listen to any more of this nonsense. I'm calling my attorney. Demand he get some sort of court order to
Listen,
stop
this isn't your decision, Julian. It's Sheridan's.
I want to go on.
I'm certainly not going to stick around for it.
I'm sick of your games.
Pardon me?
You're not going anywhere.
Excuse me, do you know who I am?
Sit down.
Here. Shut up. There's no way. Please. I'm going to pay for this, all of you. To my little friend.
You are not going anywhere. Mr. Crane, this is police matter now. Sheridan, this may be little more serious than I thought. I don't think you should continue till you speak to an attorney.
Thank you for thinking of me, Luis, but I don't want to bring any attorneys into this. I just want the truth, and that's all. So my nightmares will end.
Okay. And continue. What do you remember next?
I remember seeing a man's body under a bloody sheet.
Is the man under the sheet dead?
Yes.
If the man was dead, why wasn't the body reported?
Because there was no body. It was all in her imagination.
Listen, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna chain you to a fence post outside, all right?
Wait. I remember the body was taken out of the house in a coffin.
Who told you? Alistair and Julian?
They told me to forget what I had seen.
This is absurd. She had a nightmare, nothing more.
What else, Sheridan?
Nothing. I can remember nothing more.
So you remember a shadow, blood on your hands, and a body under a bloody sheet, and a coffin. All the same night my father disappeared. Now, for years, I looked for information, some sort of clue as to why my father abandoned his family. Now I know.
Just say it, Luis. Say it. You know what happened to your father. I killed him, and now you'll hate me forever.